Hey guys, it's Sarah Schneider with NurtureLife.org. Sorry about that. Let me go ahead and turn off the notifications. I get a lot of notifications. Okay, so today I wanted to talk about something a little bit different. You guys know that I get on here a lot and do these videos, and I'm not a manifestation guru. I'm a nutritionist, but manifesting is pretty much the foundation of my life. So it's really important that when I know that people are talking about manifesting a new healthy body for the new year, which I'm totally down with, right? I'm totally excited about that. There's this idea that everybody wants to be really specific and manifest a certain weight or a certain number or a certain gene size or whatever it is, right? And today I was thinking about what happens when you manifest a certain number, right? So let's just throw out a number. Let's say you are manifesting 135 pounds, right? That's what you really want. That's your target. And they always tell you, all these manifesting gurus tell you, you have to be really specific and all of this kind of stuff. And I will tell you the exact opposite, which is kind of funny. But you should never, ever, never, ever, never, ever, never, ever manifest a number on the scale. And you're going to be like, what? But the reason that you should never, ever, never, ever, never, ever manifest a number on the scale is because a number is arbitrary. And as specific as it is, it's not specific to you. So we have all been there. We've all seen pictures of women who have the same, who are weighing the same amount of weight, right? You know, 100 and let's say 135 pounds. We know that 135 pounds can look completely different on different body types, number one. But number two, 135 pounds can look completely different on you. You could be 135 pounds and complete muscle. You can be 135 pounds and carrying extra body fat. Like you could be 135 pounds and being a really healthy weight. And that's the problem. When we manifest a certain number, we're manifesting something that may not be good for us. So there's all these people that will manifest or create or put out there, I want to weigh 135 pounds. And they see that number on this scale, but number one, they don't feel good about themselves. They still have negative thought problems swirling in their head. They still don't feel like they're enough. They'll never be enough. They look at their body doesn't feel good. They don't have the energy that they want. They don't have all of the like, not the energy, but like the vibrancy, right? That comes with good nutrition, right? They still feel like their body is not very strong. It's a little bit you know, weak. They can't do as much as they want to do, but they're 135 pounds. They got exactly what they asked for, right? So this is why you never, ever, never, ever, never, ever manifest a certain number on the scale, because inevitably you will get it. And inevitably it will not be the right number representing what you really want. So I've said this time and time again, and I will like say it until I'm blue in the face. When you want to manifest a healthy body, when you want to manifest a healthy, you know, health-centric life for you and your family, you have to put it to a certain type of, like what you want, right? The certain type of goals. So instead of picking a number, manifest what you want out of that number, right? What that number represents to you. So if the number represents 135 pounds, represents health, right? If that represents vibrancy, if that represents energy, if that represents strength, if that represents you being able to go run a marathon that you've never been able to run, if that represents you being able to go do a zip line down a mountain with your kids or whatever it is, right? Figure out what that number represents, because that's what's important. And then you're going to focus on all of the goodness that is that, like all of those tangible things that you can do. Because here's the thing, you can be 135 pounds and very, very ill and not able to do shit, right? Sorry. But it's true. Like you can be a healthy weight and not be able to do anything. One of the stories that I always tell people that about manifesting, right? And how it can go incredibly wrong is not necessarily with weight loss, but it was with my own health, right? So there was a time in my life when I was working in corporate America and I was just so burned out, and I kept manifesting more time with my family, more time with my family, more time with my kids. I wanted more, you know, of that quality time. I wanted to spend more time with my family. I was tired of the commute. I was tired of the long hours. I was tired of getting pulled into a meeting at 5 o'clock to put out some fire. Like, it was exhausting and I hated it, right? Plus my husband travels internationally, and so he's not home, and it's all on me it was all on me to get from my office all the way, you know, an hour and 15 minutes to my kids, you know, aftercare program to get them. And if I was late, there was just so much pressure and stress, right? So I kept manifesting more time with my kids. Well, I got that in the form of, I ended up having an accident and I fell off of a pier at my parents' beach house, and I ended up with internal injuries. Like, I almost died, right? And I ended up with internal injuries, and I was at home laid up for 2 months spending time with my family. And that's what I'm talking about. There, you have to be really careful about what you manifest. And when we manifest a certain number, we will get that. Just like I got quality time with my family, but it wasn't what I wanted, right? It wasn't packaged in the way I wanted it. And it didn't allow me to do all of the fun things that I wanted to do with them. It just gave me time. That's all it gave me. Time on the couch, recovering with my girls. And was it awesome? Yeah, actually it really was. But I wasn't able to do all the fun things that I wanted to do, right? So that's what I'm talking about when I say never, never, ever manifest a certain number, because if you manifest that number, you're going to get it. If you're good at manifesting and you really believe it, you have zero doubt. That's another thing. Like, you have to make sure that you have zero doubt, right? But you're going to get the number and not everything that that number represents to you, because it represents something different for everybody. So for like me, I weigh roughly 114 pounds, okay? And I'm about 5'1", just to give you guys a heads up. Oh, good, Whitney, I'm glad this is helpful. So if I were to say I want to weigh, you know, 110 pounds, what's that going to get me? Pretty much like what? Nothing. It's just a number. If I were to say I want to weigh 120 pounds, what does that mean? Nothing. It's all about what you want out of that number. So if I'm 114 pounds, what does that afford me? That affords me the ability to throw on anything, a pair of jeans and a top, and not worry about my body, right? That affords me the opportunity to feel comfortable in my own skin. That affords me the opportunity of having a ton of energy and waking up ready to go in the morning, with a little assistance from the coffee, but whatever, right? I'm a mom and we have 4 kids, his, mine, and ours, from 3 to 17. So it's a busy day for us. But either way, it affords me the energy to be able to get up and get all the things that I want to get done. It affords me the ability to travel, right? Because I can physically do anything. Like, I'm capable of doing anything. I can get on an airplane seat and buckle in and not worry about people judging me, looking at me, wondering if I'm going to be able to buckle my seatbelt, right? There's so many different things that that number affords me. It affords me the ability to run, you know, especially if I'm running with my kids and playing, without being winded, without being out of breath, without having to sit down and take a break. That's what I want you to look at. So if you were considering, you know, 2018 is your year. I have a lot of clients that are coming into my 2018 January program, because it's like, this is it, right? This is the year. This is the year to like finally get on top of this whole healthy eating thing. Finally get on top of this whole like healthy body, healthy life for my family kind of thing, right? So if this is your year, do not put a number to it. And I know that sounds really messed up, and it's exactly opposite of what everybody always tells you, but do not put a number to it. Here's another thing. This is not just manifesting. When you attach a number to something, especially if it's a big number, psychologically, and my stuff is all based on nutrition science. Like, I've got a degree in dietetics, but a lot of the stuff that I do is head and heart work, right? And it's because psychologically, if you sorry, I don't know, I feel like being all like bundled in today. If you say, I want to lose 45 pounds, and you've never lost anything over 10, right? Or if you say, I need to lose 60 pounds, and you've never ever been able to do that, you've always lost 30 pounds, gained some back, lost 20 pounds, gained some back, that's going to feel impossible, right? Like, your logical brain is going to kick in and say, this is not possible. Like, you can't do this. You've never been able to do this. And that logical brain will sabotage you, and you won't be able to do what it is that you want to do. So this isn't just manifesting. Like, this is a different approach to weight loss, even psychologically, because you have to be able to trick the logical brain into tangible goals, right? So if you want to lose 45 pounds, you don't focus on 45-pound weight loss, because that's going to feel hard and impossible to your logical brain. Instead, you would focus on the process, right? Everything that you need to do to get to that number without focusing on that number. And that number, like I said, is arbitrary. You can be 145 pounds and full of muscle. You can be 145 pounds and healthy. You can be 145 pounds and have a very high percentage of body fat. Like, it's going to look different on everybody, different body types, number one, or just even on your own body. I remember there was an image that went out with a personal trainer a few years ago, and she did that. She was the same weight. She took a picture of her at the exact same weight, with muscle, without muscle, with just like starting herself and being skinny, right? And then being healthy. And it was incredible to see the difference in her body. And this is the same person in her body being all the same weight. So that's why we never, ever, never, ever manifest a number, and we don't focus on the number goal. And I know that sounds really weird, because everybody focuses on the numbers, but I'm telling you, like, my clients see amazing success because they don't focus on numbers. So I know this stuff works, and it worked for me because I struggle with my weight. I struggled with my relationship to food. I struggled with overeating, pretty much every type of dysregulated eating I've had before, right? And it wasn't until I stopped focusing on the numbers and I just started focusing on healing. Like, all I wanted to do was heal my body. And when I started doing that, the weight started, OMG, right? Yes. The weight started dropping off because you're focusing on the process. You're not focusing on, and you're focusing on healing your body. You're not focusing on a weight issue, right? And when you heal your body from the inside out, you're naturally going to lose weight, because here's where my like little dietetics nutritionist hat kicks in, right? Because when you heal the body from the inside out, and this is what you need to manifest. You need to manifest your ability to heal your body. You reduce inflammation. When you reduce inflammation, you reduce your weight. It's that simple. Like, it literally goes hand in hand. The research shows that. It's the same thing for like high cortisol, high stress levels. You know what you need to manifest? Manifest, you know, a joy-filled life with, you can't say without stress or you'll get stressed, but you know what I mean? Like, and you can't even say stress-free because you'll get it, but whatever, like a peaceful, calm, responsive type of way to approach the world, because that's going to give you that stress-free life. That's going to give you reduced levels of cortisol. You reduce your cortisol levels, ladies, you reduce your weight. Hey, Erin, why are you sad? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry if I said something that made you sad. But it's so true. So if you want to manifest a healthy life, if you want to manifest a health-centric life for you, for your family, manifest what you want to receive, not the numbers and not the like weight loss goals, like the traditional weight loss goals, right? You need to manifest what you want to receive, what you want to receive out of it. And I would seriously start manifesting the things that actually help with the weight loss, right? So manifest healing. especially your gut. And if you need help doing that, find somebody that can help heal your gut, right? That knows how to do that with really good nourishing foods. But manifest healing your gut. Manifest, you know, a peace-filled, calm life. And I know that's funny to say, almost like it's almost funny for me to say that because we have 4 kids. And I have a husband that travels, and we have a German Shepherd. See, where is it? Right there. It's opposite for me, but the kennel is in my office right now because the kennel is normally where our Christmas tree is right now. So I've got our German Shepherd's kennel in here. So yes, I know that sounds really silly for all you mamas out there. They're like, I don't know if I could reduce the amount of stress in my life. I don't know if it's possible, but it is. Like, you can reduce the stress. And if you reduce the stress, you reduce the cortisol. And here's another thing, ladies. If you reduce the cortisol, then your body doesn't have to go and work so hard on these big, huge hormones, because cortisol is a hormone. It doesn't have to work so hard on those big hormones. And then those little hormones like progesterone and estrogen and DHEA and testosterone, all of those become more balanced. When your female hormones like prolactin and estrogen and progesterone, when those become more balanced, you're not crazy in the head anymore. It's true. Like, you don't feel so crazy in the head. So that's another thing. It's like, you have to think about what it is that you want and the processes that you want to manifest. So not only do you want to focus on manifesting what you want to receive on like the big goal, but you also want to focus on manifesting throughout the process. So like we were talking about, healing the gut, reducing stress, manifesting your ability to eat really good nourishing foods, and you know, maybe that's also manifesting support, right? Because we know that it's so much easier to go at this when you're not alone. That's like the one thing that my clients really like, is that they have the ability to Vox me 24/7. I mean, I don't answer 24/7. I answer a lot. But I do sleep. And like I said, we do have children. But it's because they have support, right? And sometimes that's what you have to manifest as well. You have to manifest a support team. You have to manifest a community. You have to manifest knowledge and wisdom from somebody else, because we can't always do all this alone. I did a whole thing on this the other day about manifesting support in your life. And sometimes when we ask, it comes in the form of a beautiful person standing in front of you. And I was saying this not in the terms of like, hey, look at me. I was saying this in the terms of anything. Like, if you're a coach, if you are a business coach and you keep seeing this, you know, other business coach, and they have been in your feed and all up on your stuff, and you're like, man, I really want to work with this person, or like they say such amazing things. Maybe that's your answer to like everything that you've been manifesting. Maybe you needed to work with that person, right, to move forward in your journey. And that's what I was talking about yesterday. So if you've missed that live, you can go back. I think it's on Manifestation Mates. I'm almost positive it is. But today, let's focus on really manifesting number one, what you want to receive, and number two, the process. Manifest all the little pieces of the process that will get you to where you want to be, instead of the numbers, because the universe will give you a number, but you may not feel good at that number. And that's not what I want for you. I want you to feel amazing, right? And what's really interesting is I have had tons of clients, and they focus on the process, because I'm a process-based nutritionist, mama, whatever you want to call it. They focus on the process, and the numbers end up showing up anyway. But you know what's interesting? When they look down at the number, they feel great. Their bodies actually feel good. It's not just the number that's like bringing them like, woo, I'm so excited, right? It's like looking down and knowing that they feel amazing and that number matches, right? And another thing is, sometimes we don't know what the magical number for our bodies are. So if we just throw out a number that we think it should be, and that's not the right number for us, we could spend years, you know, fussing with 5 pounds, or years fussing with 10 pounds. And if you are 10 pounds heavier, but you feel amazing, and that is exactly where your body needs to be to feel amazing, why would you spend years fussing over 10 pounds, right? Because you have this special number in your head. So that's why we throw away the numbers. We focus on the process. And then the number that you need to be is revealed. Does that make sense? I hope this makes sense. I'm really sorry if I made you cry, Erin. That's really bothering me with that sad face. Plus, it's so big. So I hope you're having a good day. Does anybody have any questions on that? I'll give you guys a second, because today I was noticing in another friend, she was doing a live, and her comments weren't showing up. You know how sometimes Facebook Live comments show up and sometimes they don't. So sometimes I get off of here and there's like a load of comments. I'm like, oops, sorry about that, guys. So I'll give you a second if you have any questions. I'll be glad to answer them. Anything else? Thanks for all the hearts. So yeah, anyway, I'll wrap it up if you guys don't have any questions, but let's just recap, okay? So number one, never ever, never ever, never ever. So my mom always said when I was growing up, never ever, never ever, never ever. Never ever manifest a number, right? Never ever manifest a certain weight, because it may not be your ideal weight, right? And you may be fighting your whole life over 5 or 10 pounds just because you're trying to get to a certain weight. 2, focus on manifesting the process and progress, right? And then focus on manifesting what you want to receive. That's the biggest part. What that number represents to you. So seriously, like if I were you right now, I'd get out a big piece of paper and a pencil, and I'd start writing down like everything that whatever arbitrary number you have in your head represents to you. What would you be able to do? What would you be able to accomplish? What would you be, how would you feel? Like all of that kind of stuff. Write it down. And then focus on that. Manifest the shit out of that so that you can get to where you want to be. So when manifesting your ideal body, do you visualize what you want your body to look like, or is it how you want to feel in your ideal? You know, I think it's a little bit of both, Whitney. I really do. I think that it's important to picture your ideal body. I also think it's important, but I don't want you to get hung up on that, because sometimes we have crazy expectations when it comes to ideal body, because our expectations are based on photoshopped images in the media, right? And those are not real. Like people have cellulite. People have, and this is never going to go away. Like you cannot just manifest like beyond perfection. So like Photoshop cellulite out, and photoshopping, you know, stretch marks out, and photoshopping porcelain pore-free skin and all this kind of stuff. So yes, totally visualize your ideal body, but let's just be mindful that our ideal bodies are not photoshopped bodies, right? Our ideal bodies are beautifully imperfect, right? You know, I'm a good healthy weight. I have been this same healthy weight through 2 pregnancies for over 10 years now. I still have cellulite in areas. Like I still, you know, have a few stretch marks here and there, like on my hips from when I was pregnant. They're very light, you can barely see them, but they're there, and that's okay. It's not about having this ideal Photoshop body. Like I have pores on my skin. It's just, I guess I've got the lighting in here, you can't see that right now. But when you visualize, I really want you to not get hung up on perfection, right? Because that's gonna derail you. So yes, I would visualize your body, but I would also visualize what you want your body to be able to do for you. So visualize your strong arms, right? So if you want really toned, muscular arms that like it's totally in right now, right? And but imagine what those can do for you, because just having them is For what? Just to have them? You're going to want to be able to do something with them. You know, whether or not you feel really comfortable in sleeveless shirts, or, you know, whether or not you want to be able to carry your kid for half a mile when they get tired and you're like, you know, hiking somewhere, or whatever it is, right? Put something to it. And then also it's a lot about how you feel, because here's the thing. If you are feeling great, then you're going to be able to manifest more. When you cannot manifest greatness when you're feeling negative, right? So it's not just about visualizing the body, it's visualizing how you're gonna feel in that body. And that's so important, because I've done this, and I know I've had clients that have done this, where they've dropped a lot of weight and they feel miserable, right? Like, I was the epitome of success. I got down to a size 0. And when you are on a weight loss journey, that is like the end all be all best success ever, right? And I was miserable because I didn't do the head and the heart work. I didn't do all of the deep dive stuff that you have to do to feel good about yourself, right? So I was this size 0 and I was skinny, but I didn't feel good about myself at all. The negative thought gremlins were almost worse at that point in my life than they were when I was big. So it's really about focusing on how you want to feel in your ideal body, how you want to feel, you know, how you show up in the world. That's a big one, because when we are at our biggest, this is the craziest thing, when we're at our biggest, we feel our smallest. We want to get so small and nobody to see us, right? We avoid the mirrors, we avoid the pictures, we avoid life pretty much. So yeah, it's really about visualizing and letting all those feelings bubble up in you. So when you're visualizing your ideal body, close your eyes and visualize it, but also let all those warm, amazing feelings bubble up in you, so that you can, you know, start manifesting the process. Because you have to, when you're manifesting the process, you have to have all those good feels. So really, like, bottle them all up and start manifesting. So start visualizing first all the feels, and then manifest all the process, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's a great question. I'm glad that made sense, and I'm glad that helps, Whitney. Anything else, guys, ladies? I would say guys, which is funny because I'm from Texas and I should say y'all, but I don't even have a Texas accent. And I was born and raised here. Go figure, right? But my mom is from Colorado and she always says you guys, so I call ladies guys. Anyway, if you guys have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll hop off. Because I have to go do I get to go do a live in my group too for my Nourish Mamas. Okay. So if you have any questions, you can always PM me. If you're watching the replay and you didn't get to ask a question, just PM me. I'm always around, and I should make more boundaries on that, because it drives my husband nuts. But I'm always around. So anyways, I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you guys later.